Hi, I'm Mark Brunner, Professor of Psychology and Decision Coach. I have just finished teaching a set of lectures on decision making to my students and want to share some key points with you that will help you make better choices. This is the first in a series of short videos I will be posting here, so watch this space for more to come. Today, I want to share with you the sure thing principle of decision making, what it is, and why knowing about it is so important if you want to make good choices. The sure thing principle of decision theory goes back to L.J. Savage. It concerns dealing with uncertainty when choosing between options, specifically uncertainty about whether or not a particular state of the world will occur. Let's consider a business decision on whether or not to roll out a sustainability-driven product take-back program. A business owner might consider the competitive edge such a program would give them before committing to a decision. They ask themselves whether they would invest in such a program if none of their competitors offer it, and conclude that yes, they would. They also ask themselves if they would invest if their main competitors would likewise roll out such a program soon, and conclude that yes, in that situation, they would also want to launch such a program. Since they found that they would invest in a product take-back program regardless of whether or not their competitors do, they realize that they do not need to know about their competitors' plans before committing to a choice, and so just go ahead and invest in the program. The relevant state of the world in that example was whether or not the competitors had plans to roll out similar programs. The sure thing principle says that if you would choose an option if a particular state of the world occurs, and if you would also choose that same option if that state did not occur, then you should also choose this option if you knew nothing about that state of the world. That's pretty straightforward, isn't it? But it turns out we don't always honor the sure thing principle when making choices, because we don't like ambiguity. We like to know where we stand. Most likely that is because we like to envisage the results of our choices, and they might be different depending on the relevant state of the world. Our business owner might see him or herself as a trailblazer in one scenario and keeping up with the competition in the other. In their case, both would be good reasons to roll out the take-back program, although the subjective feeling associated with the outcome will be different. The take-home message here is that you can avoid wasting time and resources on gaining clarity or certainty about something that is relevant to your decision if you find that your choice would not change, irrespective of how that something turned out. I have a little embarrassing story to share with you here, how I recently fell foul of the sure thing principle myself. I was invited to serve as an external examiner for a PhD at the Université Paris-Cité next year. I wrote back to ask them whether they would require me to travel to Paris or whether the PhD defense would be conducted online. A couple of days after I sent that message, I realized that regardless of whether I would need to travel to Paris or not, I would say yes. The thesis looked interesting, and yes, I would enjoy a trip to Paris. But equally, I'm pressed for time, so not having to spend time traveling would be great. So I would enjoy helping out with the PhD defense, but would feel slightly different about it in each case. Either way, I wouldn't have needed to waste my own and someone else's time finding out about the exact arrangements before making my decision. This is just one example of several principles of good decision-making that are plainly obvious in the abstract, but can be hidden in plain sight when we are in the thick of navigating our choice jungle. To find out more about how to make better choices, head over to my website and download your free ebook, Why Are Some Decisions So Difficult? Thanks for watching, and see you next time.